Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. Let's continue working on this 2001 military Humvee from Iron Planet. Keep putting this thing together and keep throwing that suspension on. Let's go to work. Always baking more parts. Always. It's cooking. Well, I got these things scrubbed. They're clean, drying. They were caked. Absolutely caked with crud and junk behind here. This one was leaking really bad, so that inner seal was really bad. Over here, same thing. This one was actually pretty stinking clean, but it was a little leaky on one side, but scrubbed it off. Let these things dry, and the calipers are done, or the brackets at least. And remember, these are the only ones. This is on the front. Do you see how this caliper is different? That I do believe, I have to go look back at pictures real quick, but I think that is the driver's side. Do you see how much less space is here compared to over here? So the diff in the center, in the back, but up front, it is not. It is actually shifted over a little bit, and that caliper has a big play with that. So I think they will both bolt up, but you got to make sure you put the right one on the right side. All right, so I just went back and looked, and this is the one that's still straight. So this one's the same as the other three, including the rears. And this one is the oddball that is angled down. I know you can guys tell, see how this one is angled down at the top? That's because it is so tight in this little space over here on this side. So they will bolt up to the other side. So you gotta make sure that you put this one on the correct side. So there you go. Let me torque these things down and move on. Out with the old and in with the new. And here we go. We got ball joints upper, ball joints lower. So here is the old ball joints, and I paid particular attention to how I took these out. So 2 bolts are going down. This is on the lower, and then 2 outside bolts are coming up. They have them flip-flopped. On the upper, all the bolts are from the top down. I've got all my new hardware here, upper ball joints, lower ball joints, and brand new ball joints. And let's throw them on here. How about that? Okay, so I cannot continue with the lower ball joint. The washers that I got are too wide, so they were not gonna work. I didn't even realize that. And I think those actually came from Ace, and that's why they're much bigger. So I'm going to have to go to the store and go ahead and get the smaller washers before I can bolt these down. Same thing with the upper right here. Check this out. So on the top, these are the washers that I need, this size right here. Same size hole in the diameter. I think it's, I don't know, 7/16 or 5/16 or whatever it is. I'll just have to take a bolt and go get them. So moving on. Those look good. All right, this is the last hard brake line section on the rear of the Humvee. I'm going to break it off this old line right here because we got brand new lines. Hopefully this comes off. Clean this up with some sandpaper and it'll be good to go. Hopefully you guys can see this. So here's the hard brake line, right? Here's the other one. It goes underneath here. And remember the hole right here where the line comes out? Go ahead and put that up in that hole. And then this piece just gets screwed into here. And this is gonna be sticking out the hole right here. And then you can just put your new line on there, put it in there, and put the clamp on there, and that's it. So here's that rear diff that was never, it always had fish eyes. It just looked terrible the whole time. I just heated this thing up and I started peeling. It had a big bubble, kind of like right here in this area. So I just hit it with a screwdriver, popped it up, and it peeled off like plasti dip. So I'm gonna sand this down again, get it, I guess, more to metal like that. You can kind of see the spots. Go ahead and get it to metal and then go ahead and reshoot this thing. I just had no idea that powder coat would come off like that in the oven. So I guess if it doesn't have good adhesion, you don't do a good enough prep job, this happens. Don't let that happen to you. Do more sanding. Terrible. Hey, what is cool about throwing this thing in the oven and that unsticking? It actually got that military coating that was all over this. That really, it's what's all over the frame. It's just an undercoating. But it took it all off too, so it is truly metal. So I'm gonna keep sanding and go powder. See you in 12 minutes. That thing looks a whole lot better. I need one more coat though. There's a little thinness right there. I kind of see some crap back there. I'll give it one more coat. And while we're waiting on that to cool down on the diff cover, let's go ahead and put the horn on here. Put it back in its spot. Let's go. Very even now. See you in 12 minutes, time to bake. All right, so while we're waiting on the rear differential cover to get done baking over there, we gotta get the shocks together for the release of the rear because we've already got one spring done, but they need to go ahead and get tight That way, when time comes, we can put it back up in there and that'll be good to go. So, we do got brand new shocks. Check them out. Oh, nice. Boom. 12,000 pounders. Very good upgrade for your vehicle, guys. Yeah, let's unwrap them and get them tight. It's not food, buddy. It's not food. Cool. Made in the USA. All right, so here's a little comparison here. New, old. MFR 76445. And that is it. So I just went and looked back at my pictures, and this is the angle that it's going to be. So this is what you want. So this is going to pivot, right? You want to make sure on this certain shock, I took a picture of all 4 shocks when I took them out. And some of them had a slight off angle, but I think more or less it's going to be straight in line with this long side right here. Imagine just like a straight line right down through here. That's pretty much going to be the angle that you're going to have to use. So let's put this thing together. Got the towel down here so I don't scratch anything. Ugh. Old versus new. Back out of the oven. It looks great, guys. Okay, here we go. Right there is going to be lined up. We're going to go ahead and tighten this thing down and try to do as minimal scratching as possible. Well, whatever happens, I'll touch it up. Remember, guys, this is the 1.5 inch socket. This is the big boy. Let's go ahead and put the yokes on here. Man, they look absolutely great. Let's throw them on the front. All right, guys, on to the other side. Let's get it on there. Start out with some grease. Get it in the bearing here a little bit, or bearing, whatever. I'm getting tired. All right. Make sure the star washer is on there right there, because it's gonna line up inside the yoke here. Hey, sorry it's dark. I have to close the garage door to be able to get my pipe on here. Oh, I'm not done for the day. Let's go ahead and get the upper ball joint in on this side, okay? That powder coat, you can tell it's thick in the wall just a little bit. Let me give it a tap with a hammer. We'll get those through. And I know why too, that this one didn't go in like, that one went in really easy. This was the one that I had powder coated originally. So yeah, it was definitely a little thicker right there. All right, next what we're going to do is go ahead and install these brand new rotors. And I did spray them with a little clear coat just around the center there. And on the, right here, you know, where they all tend to rust, just to prevent it. It's still got some of that goo on it that comes on the rotors, but that's fine. I really don't care. I've even scrubbed that off, but it just kind of wouldn't come off, so I don't care. So let's go ahead and put these on the Humvee and then go ahead and get those in place with our rotor bolts right here. Let's go. So guys, I'm not going to go ahead and tighten those bolts down because I'd have to remove them anyway when I put the calipers on. So I'm just going to put them in place, get them started, and go ahead and move on the other side. Okay, here's the fronts. I went ahead and clear coat the center and along the edges. They're ready to go. They're dry. Let's put them on. So guys, it's gonna be a wrap for tonight. Hey, we got these brakes on. I've had these brakes for like 2 months at least. And just seeing stuff come together, it makes the willpower just keep turning and keep burning. That's what's up right there. This thing is coming together, I promise you that. Slowly but surely. See you guys in the morning. All right guys, next day here. Let's go ahead and get this lower ball joint back on there. Now I got the right hardware. All right, guys, that's going to be a wrap for today's video on the Humvee. We came a long way with it, but what is today?
It's Thanksgiving.
It's Thanksgiving.
We're frying a turkey.
We're frying a turkey, and it's going to be delicious. She prepped everything. I came home from work today, and she had everything done, like all the fixings. I cannot wait. I can't wait. But
happy Thanksgiving. Thank you, everyone, for your love, your support, and your sweet comments. Hope you have a great Thanksgiving with your family.
absolutely, from our house to yours, happy Thanksgiving, everybody. See ya.